Good morning, my name's Dave Redbond, and it's my privilege and pleasure to bring to you the thought for the day for the Estuary Elim Church group, of which I am one of the leaders. And I've entitled my talk Egg-splosive episode. It was breakfast time, and I had decided that the item on the menu for this particular day would be poached egg. I'd purchased some time ago a microwave egg poacher, which I had used successfully on a number of occasions. So I had no idea about what was going to take place when I went and poached my egg on this particular morning. Everything began well, with the toast in the toaster cooking nicely and the egg in the microwave, when I heard this sudden explosion coming from the microwave. I went to investigate, and upon opening the door of the microwave, I saw this yellow blob in the microwave poacher, which had had its lid blown off, and scattered all over the microwave were pieces of egg white and egg yolk. Needless to say, I didn't have poached egg for breakfast, and it took me absolutely ages to clean up the jolly microwave. I have since been told to avoid this occurring again, I should prick the egg yolk before cooking it. It's always good to know that someone's got the answer. You just wish that you'd had the answer before the episode. I'm aware that the reason that the egg exploded apart was due to the pressure that it was under. We are facing pressures in a variety of ways at present, and it can seem at times that they are becoming so overwhelming that we begin to feel shattered by what is going on around us. We see in the lives of the men and women of the Bible that this is their experience. Times when they felt under enormous pressure, times when it seemed as though they were being blown apart by what was going on in their lives. When we look at the Psalms that were written by David, we can see him revealing how under pressure he feels at times with all that he is facing in life. Another Bible character that comes to mind and who struggles with being under pressure is Elijah. He has just experienced an amazing victory and yet plummeted into a deep valley of depression when he was placed under pressure, which came when he received a threatening letter from Jezebel. Yet at this time, when the pressure seemed so great, it was then he was to discover that there was a Heavenly Father who cared for him and came alongside him when he felt shattered by what he was facing. We read his story in 1 Kings chapter 19, and he has run for his life and has come to Beersheba in Judah. Here he leaves his servant, the Bible tells us, and takes a journey into the desert, comes to a broom tree, sits down under it, and prays that it might be the end of his life. But this is when God steps in. When he is at his end, when it seems there is no way through, when it appears that there is no answer, God comes and begins to minister to him. We can also be encouraged for us who are under pressure is exactly what we can also discover, that God, our Heavenly Father, will also come to our aid when we most need it. When we consider what God did for Elijah, we can be confident that he would do the same for us. In the time of weakness, God strengthened him. In the case of Elijah, God sent him an angel with a takeaway meal, which was to give him the strength he needed for him to be able to continue on his journey to where he was going to meet with God. If you feel that the pressure is too great for you and that you are weak and tired, then recognize that God will come alongside you to give you renewed strength to enable you to carry on your journey through life and to come to a place of encounter with him. See, the second thing that helped Elijah when he felt he was under pressure was that God gave him support from others. When he arrived at the place where he met with God and God revealed him his power and his majesty, and Elijah spoke of how isolated he felt, it was then that God said, Elijah, you are not alone. See, when we think we are under pressure, we could often feel that we are alone and think that no one really understands what we're facing or what we're going through. This is exactly how Elijah saw things when he tells God that he is the only one facing the problems that he was coming up against. But it is God who then turns to him and reveals to him that he is not alone in what he's experiencing, but that God also provides him with a companion who will come alongside to assist him as he continues on his journey through life. When you and I are under pressure, we can tend to either isolate ourselves or think we are having to deal with the issues which no one else is having to face, or we are facing them with no one else there to give us support. However, we need to recognize that there will be those around us who God has given to us to support us, encourage us, and strengthen us as we continue on our journey through life. Third thing that helped Elijah at this time of pressure was that God showed him that there was a reason to keep going, because there were still things that were to be accomplished by him and still victories to be won. See, when we are under pressure, we can lose sight of what it is that we still have to accomplish in God, and the things that we are still to achieve, and the victories that are still to be won. And that we can somehow think that God has abandoned us and that there is no further purpose for us to continue. But you see, God wanted Elijah to know, and wants us to know also, that there is a purpose yet to be fulfilled in our lives and through our lives that will bring honour and glory to him. We read how Elijah came through that time of pressure stronger than ever and continued to serve God and prepare the way for God to move in the future. As we have considered how God helped Elijah in that time of pressure, I want to encourage you that in your time of pressure, that you ask God to strengthen you if you feel that you are weak and you're at the point where you are about to give up. Ask him to help you to continue on your journey with him, and to seek out those who can come alongside you and support you, not only at this point in time, but into the future. And finally, in this time of pressure, ask God to show you that he still has a plan and a purpose for you and your life, and that as you come to grasp how important that you are to him and in the accomplishment of those tasks he has for you, that you'll be encouraged to continue to keep going, knowing that as you do so, you are preparing the way for God's blessing and God's power to continue beyond your lifetime into the future. May God help all of us to be able to, under pressure, know that God is there, that in our egg-splosive episodes, that we will realize there is a God who can release us from the pressure we feel under and enable us to accomplish the plans and purposes he has, so that he might be honored and glorified through our lives. God bless you.